Learning market analysis from NTFX trading will undoubtedly give you the highest accuracy you desire in your market analysis. Welcome to this week edition of NTFX Trading Weekly Forecast. Just as I told you last week, starting from DXY, I specifically mentioned to you that DXY will be dropping at 99.5. Can you see? Can you see? At 99.5, exactly right here, DXY dropped. And remember I told you that DXY, dollar index, is my #1 indicator in forecasting the direction of the major pairs. Once you are able to get the direction of DXY perfectly, getting structure from the other major pairs will become an easy task. So you can see right here DXY from exactly 99.53. You can see DXY has dropped to the downside, and that was how we took buy opportunity on GBPUSD, EURUSD, and AUDUSD, even together with gold to the upside. If you watch the video, if you watch the clips of the video of last week, you will see where we mentioned specifically where DXY dollar index is expected to drop after taking this liquidity here, and especially build off of liquidity here. Once this liquidity is cleared, it should come to the downside. All right. So what next do we expect from DXY? You remember I told you that this is the structure we're expecting. After this down move, we expect this structure this way for a push to the downside. But in the interim, what you want to see is simple. This drop, corrective structure, one more drop. Once this one more drop happens, then we see what happens in the market, particularly as it relates to the conflicts of US and Iran. So it's possible that this might be a corrective structure for more upside. Take this level before they drop. All right, or it could make this corrective structure one more drop, then corrective structure one more drop to break this low, break this low. So everything that we have to put together here depends on what is going on with respect to Iran-US conflict. All right, that will determine the strength of dollar, and that will determine the structure that will be printed before us. But what we can see now is that after this drop, corrective structure, one more drop, then we assess the situation from there. Okay, so let's go to euro dollar and see what's happening with euro dollar. Euro dollar, you see right here, you have had your push down. You have had your push down. This is a corrective structure. Remember last week I told you this corrective structure will drop down, go back upside. Okay, I told you this very clearly. Let me draw it well for you. You have this how to analyze this. You have this strong move. You have this big drop down. You have 1, 2, and 3. Just watch where you have 1, 2, and 3. That's the corrective structure. This move that pulls down is this one that pulls down. This one that is going up here, or that has gone up here, that's the one you have here. So it's possible that you might have this as a corrective structure this way for a push to the downside. All right, and this push here will come right here. It's possible you have it that way, but what you will do right now is to look for a corrective structure here and one more upside. That's what I want to see. One more corrective structure upside, at least up to this level. Just as you expect one more corrective structure to the upside on DXY and then a drop down, you should expect one more corrective upside here and a push to the upside. Do not miss this push to the upside, guys. Then GBPUSD, of course, if you look at weekly time frame on GBPUSD, you see that the flow is to the downside. Look at this candle. Okay, this week massive sell-off of GBPUSD. Every other candle 2 weeks is still in between, so the flow is to the downside. So if you have to look for the structure and look for a sell structure, you will see that right here after this drop down, this structure here is not able to give you this sell to break this low. So which means that this supply here is weak. All right, and we have to find a way of looking at the structure as to take this weak level out. And the best way to look at it is that after this push up, this is an impulse. So if this is three-wave corrective structure, then you need to have this one down to break this low. After, you now have this up to break this top. So in that case, you now have A, you have B, and you have C. Then from here, you can have a move to the downside. This is how I see GBPUSD reflecting the bearish structure or the bearish momentum that we see on weekly time frame. For it to reflect it, this is how the structure should behave here on 4 hours time frame. All right. Or why should we want one more downside here? Because we're having impulse here and we're having three-wave corrective structure here. So this impulse here must balance it here to make a wave B. So this will be an impulse. This will be an impulsive move. I want to give you details. This is impulse. This is impulse. This is 1, 2, 3, which is correction, and another impulse. So this will be A, B, and C. Then this impulse here will now come right here to break this top. Okay. From here, you can have this move to the downside for GBP USD. Of course, we took advantage of this particular move to the upside because DXY was dropping, and then at the level we forecast, and then right here we have to make do of this opportunity. You see, break of structure, corrective structure, right here, a buy opportunity to the upside right here. Okay, we had a buy opportunity to the upside. You want to see proof for this? Yes, we do have proof for this. If you go to Telegram, right here, we have proof for this. Look at it right here. Can you see? This was the trade we took to the upside for a beautiful 1 to 5 risk to reward ratio. Back to the chart, guys. So what should we expect for GBP USD? Just be patient. Right here, you have a move up, you have this impulse, you have this corrective structure. Let this one come from here. I want to have this push to the upside to break this top, and from here I want to have a move to the downside. That is the forecast for GBP USD. All right, for gold, guys, right now we are looking forward to having gold make a move to the upside. Why do I want it to have a move to the upside? We analyzed it last week. You have with A, with B, and with C. This was progressing to the upside sluggishly, and there's no way we could have this move to the upside from here. So what we are developing now here is right here, A, B, and C. So if we have this to this level, then these three waves here will have to appear here. Okay, we have to appear at this level here to complete a structure, all right, to the upside. But of course, this structure will be taken piece by piece, one after the other. So what do we need to see? We want to trade this move to the upside. So what you need to see is corrective structure here and upside. All right, corrective structure and upside. And if this corrective structure does not appear, then and we still need to take this low, it's very simple. Then you treat this as a structure in the middle, A, B, and C. So this will be an expanding flat for one more downside to break this low. But once this downside appear here, this structure will be the same. All right, and from here you can have a move to the upside. Whatever the scenario, whatever the situation, what we are looking for is a buy opportunity for gold, because we have made that forecast. You know, you check it on the group. I send this to the Telegram channel for my guys to look for a buy opportunity from gold. Can you see from here? From this level, we wanted gold to make a move to the upside, but unfortunately it did not give us structure to buy to the upside. But you can see the move to the upside is very sharp at this level. It's now progressing to the upside. Is that okay now? So that is good for you guys. Okay, let's proceed. So what we are looking for is corrective structure here, a move to the upside. And if that this push down to break this low, look for another buy to the upside. Don't waste time, guys. We come break this low, look for another buy. If it doesn't bother to break this low and give you corrective structure, you go this way. And I told you reason why it could come or it can come to break the low, because this can be treated as a corrective structure with A, and then with B, and then with C. This can come down from here to break this low. But once it comes down that way, it then means you have A, B, and C. Once you break this low, this liquidity is taken from here. Take a buy opportunity to the upside. That is for good, guys. For USD card, all right, you can see on the weekly time frame, we had wanted USD card to take this liquidity right here, okay, because I detailed the analysis for you last week that right now you have A, B, and C, all right, and then this move here, let me draw it correctly for you. You have A, B, and C in the middle. This push up must come here to break this top. That's what we want. After that, then this move here will have to come here. It's as simple as that, guys. It's as simple as that. So on that weekly time frame, you have to now take the structure as they come. This is the corrective structure in the middle. Can you see? Then this is the wave to the upside, and then you have another one to the upside that must break this top right here, okay? And then after that, right here, this move down will have to come right down to break this low. That's how you see, that's how we see the structure of USD card. But for now, we want a push to the upside. So daily is telling, weekly is telling us upside. Then we have to see corrective structure on 4 hours time frame that reflect that upside. So if we are looking for corrective structure, and of course we have been breaking structure to the upside here, so what we want is that this push here is part of the larger corrective structure that will ensure that upside that we see. So what we need to see here is corrective structure, one more push down, then from this level we take this trade to the upside to break that weekly top that we had earlier identified. Is that okay now? So it's not a rocket science. I use weekly to determine my direction, daily or 4 hours to look for my structures, and then on 15 minutes I make my entry. It's as simple as that, guys. So right now you have had a part of the corrective structure on the 4 hours. So that is A. With A, we are looking for with B, and then with C. With A is sharp, with C will be sharp, and then with B is corrective. So once we see this from this level, you have a move to the upside. USD JPY. All right. So in USD JPY, you can see on the weekly time frame it's still bullish. All right, but on the 4 hours time frame, the move to the upside is no longer convincing, and because of that, we have stopped our buy that we started right here. We projected a buy opportunity from here, and right now see where we are. Okay, we have moved very far and it's making this curving pattern. So once you see it like that and it happens with a divergence, what do I mean by divergence? You see the high here, you see the higher high here, you see the high here, you see the lower high here. This is a divergence. This shows that the upside has lost momentum. So we have to look for either a reversal or a bigger corrective structure. But in this case, we cannot look for reversal because the weekly is still pointing to the upside. So what do we need to see? We need to see a bigger corrective structure. Okay, boom. So once we see this bigger corrective structure, then we can now, it means that we have taken all forms of liquidity under this low, under this low, under this low, and then from here we can have a move to the upside to break the weekly top as earlier identified. Okay, so this week you are going to see some messy structure in wave B before they drop. Okay, once that drop happens, take your buy opportunity to the upside. Okay, then BTC USD. All right, if you look at BTC USD on a weekly time frame, you can see that the momentum right here, the momentum is to the downside. Right now you have the flow to the downside because this buy to the upside is not convincing. So right now we have look at the candles, a push to the downside. So if that's the case, you will need a structure on the 4 hours time frame to validate that that momentum on the weekly time frame. Just as we saw the other time, we had this break of structure, corrective structure. We took this sell to the downside. We broke structure. We have this corrective structure. This is another sell to the downside. What do we need this week? We need another corrective structure this way. From this level, we have another push to the downside. That's what we want to see. You cannot be looking for sell opportunity for BTC at this current level on H4, even though the momentum is to the downside. Even though the momentum is to the downside on weekly time frame, we have to wait for corrective structure to complete on 4 hours time frame, just as I usually tell you, before you have a push to the downside. And of course, you know how to make your entry on a 15 minutes time frame. Here you will see the structure. It will be slowing down, pulls down, corrective structure, enter, just as we did right here. Okay, that is it for BTC for this week. And then for US tech, guys, for US tech, which is NAS 100, right here, you must have last week I told you that you should have a corrective structure. You were here, right here. So we must have a corrective structure before we buy. You have corrective structure here, we buy here. What do you expect? Corrective structure here, you buy more. You must see a corrective structure before you buy. And a complete corrective structure is a minimum of 3 waves, guys. A minimum of 3 waves. So right here is a corrective structure, A, B, and C. Break this level. This is an expanding flat, guys. All right, you buy to the upside. You break structure A, B, and C. Every A, B, and C must be after structure is broken. All right, now structure is broken again. You must see A, B, and C before you buy again. So that's it on USD, US tech, which is NAS 100. You can learn this market forecasting. It's very easy, guys. It's very easy to learn. Just go to NTFX trading. Go to our website. Right, go to our website. You see the cost right there. Can you see? Look at it here. You can see the free course. You take the free course. You see the paid ones. I've done this market forecasting right here. Advanced market forecasting techniques with wave analysis is just a token of $100 US for the month of June. After month of June, I will now put the course price at the right value. I'll put the value. I'll compare the value with the price and increase this. It of course can never be $100 for this content, but because I'm just rolling it out, which contains about 7 courses: introduction to NTFX trading wave analysis, motives wave divergence, corrective structure, entry methodology, structure and timing, risk management, trade management, and trading psychology, guys. So these are the courses that are contained under NTFX wave analysis or advanced market forecasting techniques. So if you learn these, guys, you'll be able to forecast the market accurately the way I'm doing it for you on a weekly basis. All right, guys, so enjoy your weekend, and I see you next week for more. Have a lovely day. Bye-bye.